everyone, it's me Mirabel, and I'm going to show you how to make a main menu in Roblox Studio. So let's get started. First, go to Starter GUI and create a screen GUI. Name it main menu. Create a frame inside the screen GUI. Scale it. Put it in the center and scale it. So this is sort of going to be like a banner. Make the background color whatever you want. I'll just make it dark blue. Add a corner. Add a UI corner. Set the radius to however you want. You can make it 1.9, and it'll be very round. And you can also add a UI gradient. Pink. I will load it by -90, so it looks like this. Name the frame to be title. If you want to add a UI stroke as well, you can add a UI stroke as well. So color will change it to white. Now duplicate the title. Move it down. Scale it up a bit. And name this buttons. So this is basically where our play option and settings option will be. Now inside the title, insert a text label. Make the background transparency 0. Change the color of the text to be white, or basically whatever you want. Text scaled. And you can change your font as well. And I'll rename it to welcome. And if you want, you can also add a UI gradient on the text. And I will change white to blue. Now just name the text label title text. Now inside the buttons area, create a text button. Just size it to fit your buttons GUI. You can add a UI corner and call it 1. You can add a UI corner and adjust the radius so it'll be round. Change your text to play and rename your text button to play button. Now adjust the background color and font and size. So background color, I'll just make it black. Text color 3, I'll just do white. Text scale. Just copy the UI gradient from your buttons and paste it into your play button. Duplicate your play button. Put it down. Make the text settings. Name it settings or options. We'll just do settings. Okay, now let's just close all this. And let's add a black frame. We'll just do this, make this frame size 100. Just make a frame and make it cover the entire screen. So yeah, I'll just do this. Instead of making it white, let's make it black. So turn visible off. So basically what this black frame is going to be, just name it black frame or something. Basically what this frame is going to be is when we load into the game, it's first like going to show a black opening and then later fade out. just call your frame black. Let's just call it black frame. Now in started UI, create a local script and name it main menu script or main menu handler. You can just call it whatever you want. Now basically create a comment. Make a comment by doing these dashes. And we're going to get our title positions. We're going to do an animation. So basically we're going to animate the title in. So like it just slides into the screen when we load into the game. So to do that, we need to copy our current position, make a couple of dashes, and call this position 1. Now slide it to the right. Go to the right. I'll just change this to 500 to make sure it's out of the screen. Copy this position and paste it in your script and call this pose 2, position 2. Now we'll do the same thing for the buttons. Position. So copy the position. Call this pose 1, position 1. Get it to the very side of your screen. Or you can just make it go up. Oh no. You can just make it go like this. I'll change this to 800. Copy the position and paste it in your main menu. And paste it in your script. Pose 2. So now let's get something called tween service. It's basically like to help make smoother animations and it's basically used to make like smoother movements or animations in GUI or just in general. So to do that, we do local ts is equal to game get service tween service. Now basically we have to get all our GUI elements so we can actually use them in our script. So to do that, let's do local black is equal to main menu is equal to script dot parent dot main menu dot black frame and do local title is equal to script dot parent dot main menu dot title. Local buttons is equal to script dot parent dot main menu dot buttons. Oh, and I forgot to make our GUI for for our settings. So yeah, let's just do that real quick. Let's just duplicate our buttons. I'll just insert our buttons position 1. I'll just delete all the play. I'll just delete the play button. I will put the settings button over here. Rename this to settings. For the settings button, just call it toggle shadows or shadows. Change the text to shadows. Okay. Now add a text label. I'll just make the background color to black. We'll just change this font. Just take your UI gradient and UI corner from your toggle shadows button. So just copy and paste it in. Paste into. And just call this settings. Settings, text. Settings text. And let's also make an X button to get out of the settings menu. So we'll just duplicate this and we'll put it somewhere here. Oh. Let's call it exit settings. And we'll just change the text to X. We'll just make it X. So let's also make a position for our settings. So settings position. Sit here. Comment it. Pose 1. And then just move it up until you can't see it. Just copy this and paste it in the script. And position 2. Now do local exit settings is equal to script.parent.main menu dot settings dot exit settings. Now do local settings script.parent.main menu dot settings. So now that you got all your variables, why is this highlighted in blue? Let's just call it setting. So now that you have all your variables, go down 2 lines, do black dot visible is equal to true. So before we had turned the black visibility off, now we're turning it on again. Then go down 2 lines again. Let's do repeat, wait until game is loaded. So basically we're just saying wait until the game is loaded and then continue. So now do ts create black comma tween info dot new and add the amount of duration you want the black frame to last to like fade in. So I'll just do 2 comma I'll just do curly braces. Background transparency is equal to 1. And then go here and then go to the end and play. So basically what we're saying here is we're taking the tween service and using a method called create. So we're inserting our black frame, and we're basically saying that this will last for 2 seconds, and we're changing the transparency to 1 after 2 seconds. And we're playing the play means we're starting the tween. So let's test it out. Yes, and why is it? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, frame plays. So basically now we're going to do title and buttons visible. So title.visible is equal to true. Buttons.visible is equal to true. We'll just like make it not visible, the title and buttons. Just turn visibility off for title and buttons in the inspector. So now we're basically going to do the same thing, but with our title and buttons. And instead of fading it in and out, we're just going to make an animation where it slides into the screen. So just copy paste the line here. And now just call it title. Now just like instead of black, make it title. So we'll just like cut out the background. And instead of background, we're going to do position is equal to udim2 dot new. So I'll set this to position one of our title positions. So 0. So basically, if you're wondering what udim2 dot new, it's basically like we're setting a new sort of custom position. So we can customize this position as much as we want. Just copy this line and paste it below. And now we're going to be doing the same thing but for the buttons. So we just change this to button and make this for and add the value for our position one of the buttons. Now just test it out. Yes, so it slides into our screen. Actually, let's make it a bit longer. 2.5. Okay, great, it works. Now I think it would be pretty cool if we have a camera just looking at the world from top view. So let's create a part. So create a part and place it down somewhere. Scale it down and call it cam part. This is basically like going to be a camera that looks down on the world. So now right click and show ordination indicator. Basically we can see where the front part is of the part. Move it down. And now we have a camera. So go to your script. Oh yeah, and make sure to anchor it. Don't forget the anchoring part. Otherwise it'll just fall down. So now next in our variables, do local camera is equal to game.workspace.camera. So basically this is the player's camera. So this is what the player sees, the player's POV. Local camera part is equal to game.workspace.campart. So this is the part that we just created. Camera part dot transparency is equal to 1. Camera part dot can collide is equal to false. It cannot so basically what we're saying is the part will be invisible. The camera part that we just made will be invisible, and we're also turning can collide off, which means it can't like collide with other things in the environment. Now do camera dot cframe is equal to camera part dot cframe. Basically our player camera is equal to our camera part. So we see whatever the camera part sees. So camera dot camera type is equal to enum dot camera type dot scriptable. So basically this means we can just like adjust our camera with our script. Now let's test it out. Yes, and we see the camera. We see what the camera sees. So now if we press the play and settings button, nothing happens. So let's change that. So down in the very bottom of our script, let's make a function. Connect a function for when the player clicks on play. So do buttons dot play button dot mouse button one click connect function. And now we're going to be making a loop. So do for I v in pairs. Okay, we haven't defined main menu yet. So just do local main menu is equal to script dot parent dot main menu. Okay, so now do main menu get descendants do. So let's do if v is a frame, then. So what we're saying here is if v is of type frame, then continue. So the v.visible is equal to false. We're like turning the visibility off. So let's do camera dot camera type is equal to enum dot camera type dot custom. So basically what we're doing here is we're changing our camera back to normal. So like if we press play, then the frame will turn off and our camera will go back to normal. Let's test it out. And let's click on play. And yes, our camera went back to normal and the frame went away. Now let's also do the same thing, but for our settings menu. So go down. So go underneath all our variables and do local shadows is equal to true. And go down. So let's do buttons dot settings dot mouse button one click connect function. So if we click on the settings button, then we'll connect it to a function. Now do ts create settings setting tween info dot new 2 and then position is equal to udim2 dot new, and now get the first value of get the first position of our settings and then just play it. Now just copy paste the text for the buttons and title, and instead of the position 1, change it to position 2. So basically these two will just be the animations off the screen. So yes, let's test it out. Yes, settings, it plays the off-screen animation. Now let's do it for the exit options. So basically the same thing. Main menu dot settings dot exit settings dot mouse button one click connect function. And basically now we're going to get our title and buttons back. So just copy paste this line, copy paste these two lines, and copy the line below as well for the setting. And instead of the position 1, we're going to change it to our previous position, to our position 2. Okay, once settings dot visible is equal to true. Now let's do the same thing, but if we click the shadows button. So do main menu dot settings dot shadows, toggle shadows dot mouse button one click connect function, and do game dot lighting dot global shadows is equal to false. So basically what we're saying here is we're inside the game, we're going to a lighting folder. Inside your game, we have a lighting folder, and there's something called global shadows. This is just like the shadows in the entire world, and we're turning it off. I forgot to do if shadows is equal to true, then, and just put this in there. So if shadows is already true, then we will turn it off. Else, if shadows is equal to false, then game dot lighting dot global shadows is equal to true. And we'll just do shadows is equal to true. Shadows is equal to false here. I think it would be cool if we add a little blur effect when we're on the main menu. So now go to lighting and add blur, and just turn enable off. Adjust the blur and just turn enable off. I think I'm good with 24. Now go to your script, go to your variables area, local blur is equal to game dot settings dot lighting dot blur, then do blur dot size is equal to 24. Well, the amount of size you want it to be. Then go here and then do blur dot enable is equal to true. just do blur dot enabled is equal to false. So now let's test it out. Okay, we do settings. We can turn the shadows on and off. And this exit the settings. Yes, and it works. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any issues or questions, join my Discord server, or you can put it down in the comments. See you guys in the next video.